Whammo 1073 Pittsburgh's number one for inspiration on your Sunday morning. How you doing, family? Brother Marlon, getting you ready. I'm in the studio preparing for the show. We start at 7 a.m. each and every Sunday morning, 7 to 11 a.m. We help prepare you for worship with great inspiration, laughter, and praise. Well, today, it's a tough day. Got news yesterday that one of Pittsburgh's legends, and I mean legends, Roland Ford, has made his transition. And I'm starting to have this feeling every time I learn of someone that I've known very well pass away. I know that we all have an appointment with death, but none of us know the day. And so sometimes, it's a little startling when you find out that a person passed because we weren't expecting it. Now, I did know that he had some health challenges and he had been in the hospital. Last week, we were at Unity Baptist Church and we were at Mount Arad, and people from his team were with us on both of those days. Actually, no, we weren't at Unity. We were Unity the week before. We were at Triumph in Swickley, and we were at Mount Arad Saturday and Sunday. And there were a couple ladies from his team that were there in his stead, making sure that everything went fine with the event. And they told us that, he was definitely having, some difficulties health-wise, but just felt really positive about he was going to be okay and make a turnaround and everything like that. And so, we continued to pray and did not expect to hear that yesterday. And the thing that I keep thinking about is my last interaction, my last moment, the last time that I saw him. It was this summer, matter of fact, not summer, last month for the Soul Food Fest. Roland was always out and supporting and things like that. And Roland was always ready. Even if he wasn't scheduled to be on the program, he always was like, you need something? I got something. Because Roland had a line dance for I don't care what song you put on. If he didn't have a line dance, he was going to create a line dance. But just an infectious person, very upbeat and happy and bright and positive, very creative, always thinking of new ideas, new innovative ways. And it's funny, as the Bible says, your ladder will be greater. I don't know what his early life was, but I just seen so much joy. He loved what he did, and he was always there. If he was supposed to be on the program, he was going to be there. And that takes me to the events that we've been doing with UPMC. So last year, he and I were working together with that event. So when it came out, when we went to Unity in Braddock, I asked, is Roland coming today? Because he was always where he was supposed to be. And so it was a shock to me. And then when I found out last week, then it made sense. It had to be something serious to keep him from being where he was supposed to be. So our hearts are heavy today in his passing. But the one thing that I say, which is very good, is he had a team. He started duplicating himself so that the work could continue. And so as we pray for his family, his wife and his loved ones, and the city that mourns the loss, and those that work closely with him, we're just praying that his spirit remain in us and through us, that the seniors and everybody that Roland encouraged to sit and be fit and to continue to be healthy and to get some motivation and some energy and some exercise into your daily routine. I pray that lasts for a long time and his legacy remains. So I never got a chance to meet his family, but he often talked about his wife and everything like that. And so we definitely send our hearts and prayers and condolences out. I just had a rough couple days over the past few weeks. No, it's just last week. We hit the 6-month mark that my mom has made her transition. And there were certain things that I had been kicking the can down the road on. I didn't want to do, but I said at the 6-month mark, you got to start taking care of those things. Now, her apartment, I had to get that done. I couldn't kick that down the road. I was really trying to do that, but I couldn't kick that down the road. So we got that done. But then there were some other things that I needed to do and start working on that I said, I'll wait a little bit. And so just be praying for us as we continue to go through this process of mourning and grief. I was looking at the 5 stages of grief and trying to ascertain where am I at. Grief is interesting because you could be fine 1 minute and then, I just DJ'd a wedding a couple weeks ago and I had to play a song for the mother and son dance, and it broke me down. And I said it on the mic. I told him, I said, this is probably going to break me down. And shout out to Pastor Harry. I so appreciate him. He came over and gave me a hug, and he knew exactly what I needed in that moment. And so thank you, sir, for letting God just administer love and concern and care in that moment. So we are going through that, but we are going through. And so just continue to lift us up, and we'll be lifting you up. I've been hearing so many situations, and my phone, I'm going to talk about this on the radio show, but there was a teacher from Miller on the Hill. Shout out to my good friend, Dr. Starks, Dr. Margaret. They lost a great educator. My cousin had to sing at the funeral at Mount Airy the other day. And so we want to lift up her family and the children. It's a difficult time. And, it's never easy as we get closer to the holidays. It's never easy, but during those times, it's even, more difficult. So we'll be praying for them, for the school, for her family and loved ones, and you and yours, like I said, if you've experienced loss in this time and in this season. Something else I was supposed to be talking about, and I can't really, coming up in a few weeks, just got a call yesterday from Carlene, Mike and Carlene, love them dearly. Carmine's on the South Side. We're going to be doing a gospel brunch Saturday, the first Saturday in November the 4th, 11 to 3. It's going to be a great time. Come on out and be a part. Carmine's going to have great food. I happen to be here one day. I live a couple minutes from the studio, but I work way out. And so I'm not always around. And I get emails, hey, the food is here, the food arrived. And I'm like, man, I wish I was closer to home so I could get to the studio. But I happen to be in the studio on this particular day when Carmine's laid out a spread for us, and it was amazing. So Carmine's is going to be great. I'm going to have all your favorite gospel music. So come on out and partake with us. 11 to 3, first Saturday in November. Let your family and friends know it's going down on the South Side. Carmine's Restaurant. Yours truly, Brother Marlon. It's going to be a great time. I know what the other thing was. I got a shout out to my brother, Cornell Jones. He just received was it Wednesday, the Fred Rogers Good Neighbor Award. I think this is the 20th year for the Fred Rogers Institute, which is so funny. I was sitting there listening to the presentation the other day, and I didn't realize that is the same building that I'm in all the time. They are located in Latrobe at St. Vincent's College, and that is the building that we as media go into to get our credentials. That's where the media office is and everything like that, where we can, get ready and then, type up and look at photos and all type of stuff. That's just where the media, is housed during training camp. And so, I happened to get the call from Cornell. He told me about the award, and I was just there. And so I took a picture of it. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I'm at Fred Rogers, and I thought it was just a building that they named after him. I didn't realize that was the actual headquarters for the foundation that was done in his honor. But anyway, so the presentation went forth, and got a chance to, be a part in the way that I do. I honored to DJ and run the sound and AV for the day, and we had a great time. And what an amazing man. I don't even remember when I met Cornell. And that's just when, when God puts things together, it doesn't matter. We just been cool ever since. We've been brothers ever since. So congratulations to him and Toy and the entire family. We love and appreciate all of you. And thank you, Toy, for sharing Cornell with all of us. He is an amazing person, and you are an amazing person. And we just are thankful to have both of you guys. So I had to get that in. I'm going to talk about it on the show later on, but I wanted to say that right here. Brother, we appreciate you. We love you. And thank you so much. Yeah, that's about it. I think I have for announcements. If there's anything else, I'll talk about it during the show. All right, 7 to 11 a.m. We help prepare you for worship with great inspiration, laughter, and praise. And I'm going to play In the Sanctuary because Roland had a line dance for that. Kurt Carr and the Kurt Carr Singers. So when I play that, it's in tribute to him. All right, family. I'll see you in a little bit. We getting ready to go in. It's Whammo 107.3.
I praise, we praise above them all and